Hello everybody, MeNoHaxor here, bringing you guys a challenger commentary on support Gragas, which is pretty interesting. I know there was a Reddit post about it recently that talked about support Gragas being somewhat viable, and I've actually talked about this with a lot of pro people before this patch, and I always thought that Grog support could be potentially interesting. But I decided to finally give it a try since, a lot of people have been talking about it, and now that like Reddit knows about it, I might as well just do a commentary on it. So for runes masteries, I believe I am running hybrid pen red, armor yellow, MR blue, and flat HP quince. Masteries, I'm running 1299, making sure to take the execute mastery to do like more damage to people that have lower HP. I just thought it might be interesting to try it out. Normally I would run 0921, but we'll see. And with Gragas support, it's actually a pretty interesting playstyle. He basically functions like kind of like a Leona with sustain is probably the best comparison, because he does a pretty fair amount of magic damage on his own, and he does a really good amount of CC like right there when I just dash into the Lulu and just auto attack her, and I can just keep doing this over and over again. It's really stupidly good. He basically is like a much stronger version of Leona at level 1, and you basically just focus your time in lane just creating a lot of pressure by making sure that like you scare them out of your body slam range and just throwing out Qs to poke them just a tiny bit. Your Q doesn't really do that much damage, but it's still fairly strong. So here, Lulu gets a little bit too close once again, but Caitlyn is like really deep in for some reason, and she just dies to first blood because she just gets kind of sandwiched by Lulu and Lucian, and she probably should have backed up a little bit more, but she kind of just went a little bit out of position, which kind of sucked because Lucian just went straight for her, and there was really nothing I could do to protect her at that point. So that was really kind of like my bad on both our parts, but more fault I'd say to Caitlyn for being kind of out of position in the first place. So we gave 2 kills early on, which really sucks, but it's not too terrible since Lucian couldn't really buy a BS since it was still very early. The only advantage he has is that he has a little bit more sustain with the Vamp Scepter, so I just have to make sure that I continue to keep on applying a lot of pressure to make sure that Caitlyn can free farm pretty safely. So you can see I'm still throwing out body slams like constantly, just making sure that they stay as far back away from Caitlyn as possible. And you can see at this point now, like Lulu is so low, she can't like go into poke. So now I'm pretty much free to just continue to pressure the lane, even though we're technically behind and we shouldn't be winning this lane. So like just once again, just like what Afrim always says, just keep on doing pressure. And here what's really good is that you should throw out a barrel to zone out people. Like here I threw out the barrel to zone to Lulu, but it's a sandwich her between the turret, and that way Caitlyn can land a free Q on her, which is exactly how you should be using your Qs when you want to use it to zone people. Like force your opponents to walk into a really unfavorable position. Just like that. And you're going to see a lot more of that later on, especially when you do objectives. That's like really important, and you'll see that pretty soon. So here we back off because we saw a Vi ping there, and luckily we did listen to the ping because Vi definitely would have gotten a double kill had we not backed off right there. So it's really good to make sure you have really good map awareness, because otherwise you're just going to get caught like that. So I'm opting to go for a talisman rush because I think CDR and having the movement speed is really helpful. And I see a pink ward, so I'm just going to kill it and then run away. And always using my E once again to just dash and hover around the map really quickly, since Gragas kind of moves really slowly. You don't really have boots. So once again, just trying to poke them out a little bit more. And at this point, they are level 6, and that was just kind of a failed gank because Udyr can't really gank anyone, so that was kind of dumb. We didn't really waste any of the summoner spells. But I am getting close to 6, and once I do have 6, it's really strong because as long as I get her off a really good ult, I can just separate Lulu from Lucian, and then we can just focus one or the other, which is really good. And here, I try to ult Lulu, but kind of misses, which kind of sucks, but can't really do much about that. And once again, we're back to the same situation where Lulu's really low, and we can keep on pressing our advantage and just keep on pressuring them, which is really nice. We see Vi's top, so we can continue to keep on like applying a lot of pressure. Like once again, I'm just going straight up in like Lucian's face and just body slamming him as often as possible, and this is so giving Caitlyn lots of free farm. So here, Vi ults the Caitlyn, so I immediately knock her away, heal the Caitlyn, and I'm just going to start running away as soon as I can. And as soon as I see the Lucian Q, I'm just going to flash it because I know that I can't take that damage. And we actually end up burning that Vi flash as well, which is a really good trade considering this was a 2 for 3. We both kind of like wore the brush, which is kind of funny. So what was really good there is that after I knocked the Vi, away from the Caitlyn, and they started to go under the turret for me, I threw a barrel, and then I immediately flashed, so the barrel exploded, and it slowed down the Vi, which forced her to take another turret shot unnecessarily, which is really good, because that also forced her to flash. So you always want to use your Q as a slow. And here, I don't even know how that Orianna will hit me. That was honestly, that was kind of BS, but yeah, I have no words for that. I really don't know how that Oriole hit me, but it's not too big of a deal because Jax went into teleport and got some more kills. So this early game, I'm kind of doing not so great. Like, I really haven't been helping out my team that much, at least in terms of what the score looks like, but we didn't really lose lane because Caitlyn is still on par in farm with Lucian, so it's really not that bad of a deal. So it's okay. And at this point, since they took our bottom turret, I kind of have to start warding. I kind of have to start warding more and start roaming around more a little bit more since we're losing a lot of map pressure, and they just took another dragon. And I don't even know how Vi knew I was there. I guess that was warded, so I just kind of sat there for no reason, and I died. I kind of wanted to ward that brush that was in the middle of the river, but I saw the Vi was there, but I didn't know if she left. Yeah, another unnecessary death for no reason. But I'm going to go ahead and clear that now. And before you actually ward these brushes, you should always like put your face in it first, because sometimes there might be a pink ward, and it's better to kill that pink ward first and then place the ward, so that way they don't actually know that brush is warded. So just a small tip there. And here, we're just going to lose this turret because Ahri went back, and I don't have any wave clear because I don't have any AP, which is the really bad part about playing support Gragas, because he just sucks ass at wave clearing. Like, it's so terrible. But here we do see the Vi that was in the jungle. I thought she was going to dash towards that turret, so I throw my ult there in anticipation of her Q, but she actually ults downwards, so I kind of look like a fool. So I kind of suck with ults right now, but it'll get better later on, you'll see. I promise you. And here, like, Ahri's DC'd right now because, like, also, like, I've just been getting DDoS so much, like, it's not even fun anymore. So this is one of the few games where I actually don't get disconnected, which is really nice. Just kind of a random tangent. And because Ahri's disconnected, we kind of have to defend this 4v5, which really sucks. So Jax is just going to go in, and it's looking really bad, so I have to go save Jax, so I heal him. We all get knocked up, but I do blast the Vi and CC her a little bit, blast Lucian away with my ult, and that does save Jax and myself with the heal. And also it just shows how strong the W is, because activating that W really helped me live by having that damage reduction, because I would have definitely died there if I did not use W. So they jump on Jax once again, but I'm going to just throw out a barrel, slow all three of them so they can't approach anymore, which is really good on my part there. And Ahri's just going to go in and just start cleaning up, which is really good. And, like, at this point, like, we're just going to try to keep chasing because it seems like we have the edge, so I'm going to try to dash, but I hit a minion. And I try to talisman, we're going to try to kill the Lucian, but we all just kind of end up just dying. Like, it was kind of dumb because I dashed and I actually ended up hitting a minion, which I'm not sure how that happened because the minion was really far away from me, and for some reason, like, Gragas' fat belly just somehow hit that creep, so that's just really dumb. And that was I should not have died right there. I should have at least killed Lucian if I landed that dash that didn't hit the minion. But we do have Dragon Timer, so we know that Dragon's up, so we're going to go ahead and kill that. Free Dragon for us, and we're just going to run away, because we can't fight them 5v5. Like, they're very, very strong 5v5, and we just don't have, like, the gold nor damage to finish them off. So I see Ori's all by herself, so I do ult the Ori back towards us, which is a really nice clean ult. And at this point, I'm just going to start zoning out everybody as best as I can, because we really want to do Baron. But we have to turn right here, because now they're all there. So I jump on Lulu, because she's the first target I see, but she gets off a really nice ult. And at this point, I'm going to try to peel for Caitlyn, but it's kind of not really working. And I just get bursted down by the Vi and the Lucian. So it was kind of a not so good of a team fight for our part, because it ends up being a 4-4-4. Wow, I said 4 3 times. But you know, it's 4 for 4. Not the worst trade considering that we're already kind of behind in the first place. So overall, it's not too bad. And here I actually go for Lucidity Boots right after my Talisman because now I have 40% CDR with my Runes of Masteries, which is quite nice. I'm going to try to clear out wards at the Baron Pit as well. So I see Ahri and Caitlyn are fighting right now, and I'm going to try to zone out the Vi, but Vi decides to ult the Ahri. I decide to just engage on her, but I actually miss my ult, which sucks a lot. Now I have to run from Shyvana because she's just wrecking me right now, and I'm just going to try to run my fat ass out. I immediately pop my W here and Talisman, and that barely keeps me alive, which is really sweet. So now Udyr's going to come in. He's going to save the day, and Ari and Udyr together are just going to be able to kill the Shyvana, which is really awesome. So once again, W is so good at helping you survive. Like, it's ridiculous at how much damage you can actually negate with that, so that's pretty awesome that it worked out in the end. And Udyr makes a call to do Baron, and I actually trust this call because, you know, a lot of them died, and Udyr, Caitlyn, and Jax can all do Baron at the same time. And here, I try to get the pick on Ori, so I dash, flash, ult, but Ori also flashes like really fast, so that's really good reaction on her part. But in the end, I still did end up burning her flash, which is really good since we really need to kill Ori these fights. She's like the main priority target. I just have to ult into my team, and that's really my goal, like in every single team fight, to peel for Caitlyn and to ult either Orianna or Lucian into our team so we can burst them down instantly. And so that's kind of like the mindset you should have going into these team fights as Gragas, just finding the right priority targets. So Shyvana goes in on the Caitlyn. I'm going to try to peel for the Caitlyn. I give her a Talisman boost, I knock up the Shyvana, and I ult her away. And that does force Shyvana to flash out, and the Ahri is going to go back in and clean up, which is, once again, a really successful team fight on our part in terms of peeling for our main damage dealers. I do end up getting the kill on Orianna, but we have to kind of run away, and I immediately dash out of the Vi Q, which is really good reaction on my part, I guess. But Udyr kind of stays a little bit too far in and ends up dying for kind of no reason. And at this point, I really want to try to save Caitlyn because she's very screwed. So I kind of just try to zone them out and kind of distract them, but Lucian does end up getting the kill anyways. And now I'm kind of sandwiched. So Lucian thought I was going to run to the left, so I kind of dash to the right. And so I'm just kind of dancing around. And Ahri disconnected also, so I didn't really want to kill the Vi or Lulu because it was kind of risky because I would just die to Lucian. So I'd rather just play it safe, just take Dragon instead. Now Vi tries to steal Dragon, but she just ends up failing really badly, so we're just gonna end up, you know, damaging her quite a bit. They do jump on the Vi, which is really good, and I see Lucian right here, so I'm gonna ult him. Perfect. I knock him all the way back to the right, and I force him to like use everything to get out, which is really, really good because now he doesn't really have any more escapes, and now you have to back off. Or he gets a really nice shock blow here, but that was a very, very successful fight for us, except Jax kind of randomly dies. So we end up taking red buff as well, and once again, my ult has been really spot on now. I've been getting exactly the targets I need. Now, Caitlyn, for some reason, decides to just go into this brush, and I kind of missed my dash here, and it ends up costing us both our deaths. I really shouldn't have followed Caitlyn in the first place. It was kind of just a dumb decision in general, because, like, there was no way Kate can fight the Lucian 1v1, so I kind of had to go in to save her, but it just didn't end up working. And Ahri also gets picked off here, so this is just not looking good for us since we just lost an inhibitor and a turret for pretty much no reason at all. Like, we shouldn't have given this up whatsoever. So we lost a lot of map pressure because of that. But it's not too big of a deal, because I'll just go ahead and start rewarding everything. Hopefully we can get back some more to the map so we can see them, because we really do need some pickoffs if we want to end up winning this game, because our 5v5 team fighting is just so crappy compared to theirs. Like, their team fighting is so strong. So I go back to try to go ahead and buy some more wars, because I know my team wants to do Baron, but they do decide to engage without me there, which really sucks. But my team ends up kiting really well and ends up getting a lot of kills. So now this is where things get interesting. So we want to do Baron because it just respawned, and Lucian and Lulu are the only people alive. So my goal right now is to use my Qs as a zoning tool once again. Look at how my Q just zones Lucian completely out, except he dashes over the cliff right here. So I know he dashed over the cliff, so I ward that, I back off, and as soon as he ults, I'm going to try to use my ult on him to stop his ult from channeling, but Ahri does die. And now we see Lucian running away, so I flash, dash, hit him, throw a Q, and that locks him down long enough for Udyr to just go in and slap him in the face. So that's another really good just zoning tool with my Q. Just a really great use of that. I zoned Lucian out of Baron long enough so that we could get it for essentially free. Ahri died, but we also killed Lucian as well. So that, once again, was a really big win for us just because I'm using my skills very effectively as a support Gragas. Now, I do see the Ori here, and it seems like we're going to try to teamfight a little bit. Now, Vi decides to jump on me because I was the only one that was in range. I'm going to try to pop my W right here and just kind of bait the Vi into coming back in. So as soon as she tries to dash onto me, I dash away, activate my Q, and that slows her down, and she's going to get picked off right here. And once again, W, like, doing work. And I kind of missed my ult right there. I really wanted to kill Lucian, but I actually ended up knocking him away. But it didn't really affect anything that much since they were going to disengage anyways, so I don't think we would have killed Lucian either way, because I mean, their pretty much their entire team was there, so it's not too big of a deal. But yeah, W is just such a strong like damage reduction thing. Like it's really underestimated, I feel. And so we realize at this point that we can't really fight 5v5 head on, like I've been saying this entire time. So Jax is going to try to split push top, and Nadir is going to try to split push bot, and all three of us are just going to try to stay mid and just try to stall it out, because we're not going to make any progress unless we get a pick off or unless we split push and force them to split up. So I'm going to try to ward up the area and just keep on throwing Qs to just zone them away from us so that way they can't engage us. And once again, Q is like a 50% slow on attack speed and movement speed, which is super absurdly strong. Like that's so dumb for an ability. I talisman there because I knew they were going to invade or try to fight us, and I ult there because I saw that Vi was right about to go and ult to Caitlyn, so I wanted to protect her. Now Jax goes really aggressive and just flashes in, and I thought he would land a stun, so I decided to just belly slam flash into them, but it just did not end up working, and this is just looking really bad for us since pretty much all of us die. Jax loses his GA, and this is just not looking good. I really don't know why Jax went so ham there, because it was really unnecessary. So, but I think that was, we lost 3 people and they only lost 1 person. So I think they're just gonna just straight up just push mid, because Caitlyn and Jax can't really defend too well. Oh no, they don't even push mid. They actually just go back and defend their other side lanes because we pushed it so far. So that actually wasn't too bad since we didn't really lose an inhibitor. So yay. Now I go for a, so I didn't really explain itemization, by the way. So I went for a Crucible because I wanted to help peel for the Caitlyn more, mostly because like if one of them like just gets stun locked or something, like I can just like help them get out of the CC, like from Shyvana slows and stuff like that. And I also go for Rallies because I want some more HP and I want some more CC on my spells. Now they just decided to just push mid since we were at Baron, which is a really good call on their part, and that's exactly what we should be doing when you see the entire of the team is at Baron. And Shyvana here just gets caught, so I throw my ult, I throw a Q to zone out 3 of them and just slow them down. And as soon as I see Vi jump on them, I'm just going to try to peel for them as best as I can. I throw my Crucible on Ahri, I pop my Talisman, and I'm going to try to absorb as much of the Vi damage as possible. And I do end up just getting both kills, which is kind of funny. And I see Udyr is chasing the Lucian, so I'm going to try to follow up on the Udyr, because we really need to kill Lucian as soon as we can. Now Lucian does fall down, so I'm just going to throw a barrel. As soon as he respawns, pop, we end up killing Lucian. So once again, I'm just peeling for my team, and I end up peeling both Vi and Shyvana for as long as I can, and that does end up helping us survive. And we're gonna go Baron once again, and my goal is to just zone out Orianna from coming to Baron now, because Lulu can just go to Baron. I don't really give a crap about her. I really need to zone the Orianna though. So as soon as Baron's done, I'm gonna body slam, ulta Orianna back towards us, and Orianna almost kills Jax, but Jax ends up living because of Baron buff, and we get a free kill from that, which is really sweet. And my ults have been pretty good, I think. Like, that ult was really crucial. We really needed to pick off the Orianna right there because she's just such a big damage dealer. And at this point, I get a captain's upgrade on the boots because I don't really have anything else to buy, and I guess having movement speed for my team is probably the most beneficial. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say. So here's another team fight. I tell them because I thought they were going to engage on us, but they decided to turn on Jax, and here I see an opening where I ult the Lucian towards us. That was perfect, because Lucian could not even do a thing, and he just died instantly to a Caitlyn headshot, and Lulu also died instantly because she couldn't ult, and I also separated the Orianna from the rest of the team, so that was just a beautiful ult on my part. That ult pretty much won us that team fight, and we're just going to clean up now because all of them died, and we have Baron buff, so we can just finally just go in and kill their base. So that ends up being the game. So man, that was a pretty bad game for me overall, mostly because early on I just messed up the laning phase really badly. Like, I really could have played out the lane earlier a lot better, but it's okay. Like, it's not too bad since later on in the game I ended up coming back after doing some really well placed ultimates throughout teamfights and just doing my role properly as a support Gragas, where I ult to try to separate people, and then I use my body slam and like other items to try to peel for my important carries I need to protect. And I think Gragas support is definitely viable. I think that's weird for me to say that, but it definitely works. I feel like it's a very different version of Leona, since Leona only engages and can't really peel, but Gragas can engage and then immediately just go ahead and start peeling. You can always use the ult for disengage also, so it's really versatile. And I definitely think that once Gragas is not banned in LCS because like all rework champions get banned in like the tournament realm for like a couple weeks, I could definitely see Gragas becoming picked a lot more often. Like I would not be surprised if pro people started to pick him up. I already talked with people like Bunny Fufu and like other supports that are playing right now, and they all seem to think that Gragas support is definitely viable. So we'll see what happens from there. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say.